Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to create a fully custom 3D character using Tripo AI to Unreal Engine 5. So we're going to cover over how to rig and animate the character, how to set it up as an actual playable character inside of Unreal Engine 5, and this is going to be a very easy tutorial to follow along. So let's go ahead and get started, and a big thank you to Tripo AI for sponsoring this video. So the first thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to create a character concept image. So for this, you can either use Nano Banana or ChatGPT. So if you find like a character concept that you like, you can just put it into ChatGPT and it will actually give you the image prompt. So you can modify this prompt. If the character is holding a weapon, you can modify the prompt and remove the weapon. I have basically this highly detailed fantasy orc warrior, and this is the actual generated image that it created. So now that you have your character concept art, you want to head over to Tripo AI. So you'll need to go ahead and create an account if you don't have one. You can generate a couple of models for free to test things out, and you can also sign up with my affiliate link in the description of this video. You get a massive discount plus an additional 500 credits when you sign up. So once you've gone ahead and created an account, you'll head over to the 3D workspace over here, and we can go over to the high detail model. And so over here we have two different options. We can either choose HD model, which will allow you to generate a model that has up to 2 million polygons. You can use that for very high detailed characters, but also for 3D printing. So if you like to create models for 3D prints, you'll select the HD model. So the other option that we have here is Smart Mesh. So Smart Mesh allows you to generate a fast mesh. So this works really well for clean, low topology characters, game ready meshes, props, all sorts of things that you might need. We're going to select HD model for our character, and then over here we can select the upload to select the image. So you'll just select the image from your computer, in this case the one that we generated from ChatGPT. You have a couple of different options here. You can generate multi-view images. So in some cases, if you want to add a front, left, right, and back view, you can add that. And this is very important if you're going to be doing any complex character mesh. But in our case, we're just going to use a single image. Also, Tripo allows you to generate multi-views, so you can click on this and it will automatically use Tripo to generate those front, left, and right images for you. Now, the important setting to check over here is under geometry and texture. Under here, we have settings to change the texture quality, so you can select 2K, 4K, or up to 8K textures. Okay, we can also have PBR, which will have the physically accurate materials. And under topology, you can select quads or triangles, okay? And then under the poly count, you can select how many triangles you'd like. So it goes all the way up to, as you can see, 2 million triangles. So we can take this down, and for, characters, especially if you want like a realistic character, you could probably do around anywhere from like 60,000 to maybe like 100,000 triangles. So, maybe we'll do something like 75,000 triangles. Okay, and we could always reduce this later on in the engine. So it's not a bad thing to have, a higher triangle count. We can always bake an LOD and use that as the base mesh. Same goes for texture quality. You can choose the highest quality, and later on we can down sample the texture if we need to. So now that we set our settings, we can also select the AI model. So this is very important because you want to use the best quality model for the best results. The Smart Mesh, I believe, uses this version 3.0, which is fast and balanced. So we're using the best quality version 3.1. So make sure that you have that selected, and we're going to click Generate Model over here. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and start generating the mesh. And since this is the best quality, it's going to take a minute or so. So it just finished generating the character model. So as you can see, here are the results, and this is an insanely detailed character mesh. So as you can see, the textures are all very detailed, as well as the topology. So over here we can see the solid view. We can see it got a lot of details, especially in the skin. So also we have the textured view, the normals. It'll generate all of that as long as you have that, PBR setting. Now, if you are not satisfied with your results, the nice thing is you also have a free retry over here, so you can regenerate the entire mesh again. But as you can see, I think this is very good. I think it did a really nice job here with everything. So we can go ahead and click export, and you can choose your export options. I'm just going to leave this as FPX and Blender, and we can click export, and that will go ahead and download the character model. Okay, so now we have the character model downloaded. It'll download the zip file, so just right click and do extract all, extract the files, and then over here we should have the FBX file over here. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to make sure that this is the right scale. So we're just going to go into Blender. So if you don't have Blender, you can go to blender.org and download it for free. But once you have that downloaded and installed, all you have to do in here is just click B and drag, just delete all the items, select them and click delete. We need to import a couple of things in here. So let's go and import our orc character. So go to File and do Import and select .fbx. And you want to go to where that was located. So in my case, it's on the desktop under the orc warrior folder. We're going to go ahead and select that model and click Import FBX. Okay, so here's our character model in Blender. Now what we need to do is import the Unreal Mannequin in here just so that we get the right scale and the right orientation. So I'll leave this file in the description below, but you want to go to download it from the description of this video and do File, Import.fbx, and import that skmquinsample.fbx. Okay, so go ahead and import that, and that will import the Unreal Engine character, as you can see. So we just need to select our character over here and scale this guy up so that he's about the same height as the character. Okay, you can see that it is all good. Now what we can do is we can just select that character, the Unreal Engine character, and just select all that and delete it. And then we just have our orc character, which is the right scale and the right direction. Now we just need to export this. So we'll just do a file and do export and select FBX. And we can export this to our desktop and name this SK for skeletal mesh underscore orc modified.fbx. And we can do selected objects. Okay, so we're only selecting this orc character and just do export FBX. So now that we have that orc character model over here, the modified version, we need to go ahead and rig this up. So for that, we're going to be using AccuRig, which is completely free. So I'll leave a link to this in the description of this video. You just click download free here and install the program. And you'll need to create an account. But once you go ahead and log in on the software, you can go over here to the AccuRig and you can load a character. So over here, we can load a character. You can just drag and drop the FBX file. So with that orc model over here, we can just drag and drop it. Just like so, it'll go ahead and import the model, and this will allow us to rig it to the UE5 skeleton. So this is very important because it will have that UE5 skeleton that we'll need. So over here, we need to check the model. So right now we can position this basically in the center. It's already done that. We can go ahead and click rig body, okay? And then we'll go ahead and place all these different points. So all these different spheres are the different joints. So we can go ahead and start modifying these. You can see we have an example of where they should be placed. So we can go ahead and start moving things around. And before we actually do anything, we want to click the symmetry over here to true. That way we can go ahead and get some symmetry going on here. And we can kind of position these exactly where they need to go. So you can see this one kind of goes in between the mouth and nose, just like that. This one kind of goes on the neck, and this one goes under the wrists. So we'll go ahead and place those right there. We have the elbow joints. We have these ones over here. Just make sure that you get the approximate location of where they need to go. And I think that should be good. So we'll go ahead and do rig right hand. And it's going to ask us how many fingers does your character model have. Our character has 5 fingers, so we'll click next. And it will go ahead and automatically place those spheres for us for the joints. And as you can see, here are the results. So again, you can replace these and move these around and rearrange them. But after you're done with that, you'll just go ahead and click rig left hand. And same exact thing, you guys can position these. So we just need to rearrange all this real quickly. Okay, so I think that should be good now. And we'll go ahead and click calibrate. And then now it is fully rigged. So you can see we can preview actually different animations over here. We have some basic, walk animations. Okay, so now we have the character fully rigged and animated. So now we can go ahead and click add motions over here. And basically these are animations that you can, select from, but we're not going to choose any of these because these all cost money. So we're just going to go ahead and just click export over here and do export FBX. So under the export settings, we can choose what target application we want. In our case, we want to use the Unreal Engine 5 skeleton. Okay, you also have the UE4 skeleton, so you'll pick which one you want. In our case, we'll just do UE5 skeleton, and we want to include the character only. That way we don't have to pay for any of the animations, okay? Because we're going to use the ones inside of Unreal Engine. And then we're going to do max texture size original, and we can just click export. Okay, and it's going to ask us where we want to export this to. So I'm going to choose my desktop, and I'll create a new folder for our orc character. And we can name this sk_orc, final. And we'll go ahead and export the FBX, our character model, that's all rigged and ready to go. So now go ahead and launch Unreal Engine 5.8 and we'll create a new project here. I'm just going to select under the games, a third person template, click create. Okay, so now that we're in our third person template, we can go ahead and import our character. So let's go to our content drawer here, dock this in the layout. So you can make a new folder, name this, orc character. And then in here, we can take the file. So we have, this is the modified file. We can just delete that. We don't need that now. But in this folder, we should have the final FBX file, the one that we exported from AccuRig. So go ahead and take that .fbx and drag and drop it into the folder, into the content browser. And then it'll pop open with this window called Import Content. So I'm going to head over to Skeletal Meshes tab, and it's going to create a brand new skeleton. Make sure that that says none, okay? And we'll click import. So we'll go ahead and import the character. It should also try and set up the materials and the textures for us, but we'll go ahead and fix that here in a second. So let's go ahead and make this full screen, and let's do a file save all. So now it should have imported our character, our sk_orc final. This is the actual skeletal mesh, the one highlighted in pink. You can double click and open this up and actually see what this looks like. So we can go ahead and in here kind of zoom in and see the details on the character. So as you can see, we might need to modify parts of the material here. So we want to go into our material, and it creates this material instance. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to actually delete that and create a new material. So just right click, create a blank material over here, and name this m_orc. And then we'll double click and open this up. And in here, we're going to drag in the textures. So we have just a diffuse and normal. There's more textures than that. And in fact, if you go to the original folder that we downloaded from Tripo, in the .fbm, we have the base color, metallic, normal. We also have the roughness and metallic textures combined, and then just the roughness. So we can actually take all of these and just drag and drop them into our content browser here to import all the textures. And then with all those selected, you can drag and drop them in the material graph. Okay, so we have the base color, which should look like this. We plug that in for the base color. Then we have the metallic. So we'll take this and plug that into the metallic. And then over here, we have this blue texture, which is the normal map. So we'll plug that into the normal. And then over here, we have sort of like this white and black texture. This is the roughness. So we'll plug that in for the roughness. Okay, and then this one, I believe this is the roughness and metallic map combined. So technically, you don't even really need this. So the G is the roughness and the B is the metallic. So again, this is just extra texture. It just combines both of those into a single texture. But in this case, this is the same exact thing. So we'll just go ahead and save that. And that is our material. So in order to actually apply this material, we can select over on our orc final skeletal mesh. We can click the drop down and search for that orc, m_orc material. Okay. And it's a little shiny, so you can, play around with the settings. And so over here, we could, set the specularity down and play around with that. But I think that should be fine. So there's our orc character. So we can go ahead and save that. And now that we've set up the material, we set up the character, we can go ahead and swap this out and also retarget the animations. So in order to actually set this up as our playable character, what we'll need to do is retarget some animations so we can have this fully animated. So for that, under the character, since this is the third person character template, we have some animations. We can go over to characters, mannequins, anims, and we should have the unarmed folder over here. This one has the animation blueprint, which has a fully, walk cycle, idle, all that stuff animated. So over on this animation blueprint, just right click and select the retarget animation option here. This will pop open the retargeter. Over here, this is the source, which is the skeleton we're taking the animations from. Then we can select the target, which should be our AccuRig final. Okay, and you can preview what some of the animations will look like using the auto retargeter by just selecting on different animations. But in our case, we wanted to retarget the animation blueprint unarmed over here. So we're going to go ahead and select that and do export animations. And under this, we're going to go to our org character. I'm going to make a new folder for animations and then just select that and do export and select export. And it should go ahead and export all the animations now retargeted as well as the animation blueprint itself. So do a file, save all. Okay, just like that. And in fact, we can move this all into the folder. So we can go ahead and just shift select and do move here into that anims folder. Okay, so we should have all those animations in there. So now that we have the animation blueprint, we can swap this out in our character blueprint. So just go over to the content folder, find the third person blueprints, and open up the BP third person character. And then in here, you just want to go over to the viewport, select the character mesh, and then over in the details panel, down here under the mesh, we can select and swap this out with our AccuRig final. Okay, just like that. You can see it's automatically using the animation blueprint from the third person character. But in our case, we want to choose the one that we retargeted. So click the drop down and we should have two different ones. Let's go ahead and find the one in our content browser. It should be under our org character, anims. Let's just right click and rename this one to BP unarmed org. Okay, just like that. And then we should see it over here if we click the drop down, ABP underscore unarmed org. Okay, so this is the one that's retargeted. As you can see, it looks a lot better than just using the default one. So compile and save that. And now we're all good to go. So if we go ahead and click the green play button over here, and now as you can see, we can run around. Our character has the idle animation. We also have the feet IK working. We have the jump and all the basic third person character animations. Okay. So yeah, that's basically how you can go from an AI concept image to a fully playable character. And it's a pretty intuitive process and it's a pretty simple process. And honestly, I was pretty impressed by the results of the character model that it generated because it is incredibly detailed, especially for just having a single input image. And I've been playing around with Tripo AI for the past couple weeks, and it's been pretty crazy to see some of the character models, creatures, props, all sorts of stuff that it can actually generate and create. So you can use this for character models, weapons, props, vehicles, all sorts of stuff that you can pretty much imagine. But yeah, if you guys are interested in this, you can go ahead and sign up using the affiliate link in the description of this video. You'll get a big discount on the plan, but you'll also get an additional 500 credits, which you can use to generate a bunch of extra models. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. And that's pretty much it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.